All right, guys. Onside's MARU, the king of Terran, up against SHIN in the top left side of the map. The man that almost took him down 3 games in a row in Pigfest and then lost all of them because MARU is ridiculous and refuses to drop maps. I mean, MARU basically forgot how to lose in the last Pigfest. They had some bangers, but I'm very keen to see this rematch. It is an RSL match here, guys. Winners match of Group D. We'll see if SHIN can make him bleed and perhaps even steal that first competitive tournament win against him. You might be wondering, what are you talking about? Well, they've played about 40 series head-to-head. MARU's won every single time. SHIN really would love to get that first victory against MARU. It hasn't happened yet, and he's been close a few times. MARU seems to have a bit of a mental edge over him. MARU, of course, also always knows if he gets deep enough in the game, he will win. SHIN does have a habit of chucking a Zerg, where he just kind of throws his whole army into the meat grinder sometimes, but MARU especially is like the king of baiting that out of Zerg players and just surviving and hanging in. This is missing you today, by the way, guys. Take a look around the map. Is there any cool stuff to look at? I guess as the overlords go across, we can get some vision. Got some little grassy pillars here. I like the design. Pretty cool. Pretty simple. It doesn't feel like it's the most ornamented. I believe this map's from Timmy. There's just a few little flowers. There's not a lot of pizzazz on this map, I would say. But it's still aesthetically quite nice, just the different color, the color profile that it's gone for. Even though there's part of me that kind of wants to see some little hidden Easter eggs hidden around the map, you know? Just because I do love finding them, like Mothership. How cool is Mothership, guys, as a map? You got like 3D printing Colossus going on. You've got all these just weird things on it. You got the shield graphic around the whole side of it. I love Mothership. I think Mothership from Killer Smile is just one of my favorite maps in terms of different gameplay, 3-player spawn that plays out pretty balanced in all matchups. It's just a great map, and the aesthetic is absolutely nailed as well. But let's talk about the game at hand. As we've got ourselves a 3cc opening by the looks of it. No second gas has gone down just yet. SCV scouted, sees it's a hatch first. It is a 15-15, and you see these lings are trying to sneak out, so he hides them, sneaks across the map, says, I can rely on the queen to defend this. Has to go for one Spore Trick, but as the Reaper gets pushed away, that should be a solid defense, and SHIN actually goes Creep Trimmer first. I like it. I actually really like it. I think Creep Trimmer first is really good. Super underrated. Doesn't get used as much these days. Hey guys, which chat is more degenerate, this one or Artosis's? Oh, definitely Artosis's. No Mario or Erotica allowed in this chat. And no ASCII genitalia as well. Oh, good micro from MARU. Barely breaks a sweat. Marine gets away. Reaper is still out there on the map, just kind of wandering around right now. Checking there's no sneaky gold base. I think speed about halfway done. 4th queen has begun building. And look at this, guys. 315, already fully saturated on the natural. Just 1 drone shy of 16. Really crisp economy. Very, very crisp. 3rd command center coming up north. And that's going to be straight into 2nd barracks. Ooh, it's a 2-1-1. Oh, we don't see MARU play 3cc 2-1-1 very much. This is Clem's favorite build against 15-15. Queen is going to get some damage on that Reaper. Reaper's going to throw a grenade not in a useful position. Queen's too slow to walk into that. Going to try and go for these drones, but good micro by SHIN. Just pulls the drones away and Spore Trick. All right. That Reaper's trapped. Ain't no way out of here. Could have maybe doubled back to the right, tried to finish that drone off, but does get shut down. It's only 2 Hellions, guys. So there's only 2 Hellions on the map. The Marine going forward, I believe, is a misclick from MARU. A little sloppy there. They sent these Marines across. Got to be a mistake, I think. It's going to go for the swap over. We should see a starport and another reactor soon. Except he's taken double upgrades. What the hell? Oh, it got scouted. Oh, did he kill an Overlord? No, it was... Okay, so a Zergling ran in, scouted the build. Oh my god, it scouted the build, guys. He saw the barracks lifted off and, like, going onto the thing or whatever. Or was that maybe just earlier? Because this is a 2-on-1. He's forgotten the starport. Like, if I just looked at this build on paper with no context, I'd be saying, guys, MARU's doing a 2-on-1, but he forgot to build the starport. He went engineering bays before upgrades. I mean, if you're not planning to be aggressive, I guess this is fine. This massively delays his stim timing. I guess this leads towards a 1-1 stim timing. Oh! He's going to go for a 1-1 stim timing. Problem, there is a +1 Carapace Hydra Ling all-in. SHIN is doing a 2-base Hydra Ling all-in. Oh my golly. Shin, what are you doing? We recently saw Cyril kill Clem on Tourmaline with a really sick Hydra timing. Again, with those extra drones coming out, it could be a purely defensive build, maybe. Sees a lot of Marines. Sees a third barracks building as well. Starport's going to go down. Maru's been playing with some really fast upgrade builds for quite a while now. He does favor them. 1 or 2 more drones coming out. 10 on the third. Shin here. He's got groove spines. Starts the augments. And look at that. Maru. Third base gets jumped on by Zergens, but no SCVs in the open. He sees a few Hydras. Without seeing that there's so few drones on the third. It's so early for there to be Hydras out. That's got to trigger his alarm bells. He's building tanks. And look at this. Supply drop goes down. Make sure he can keep pumping Marines. He puts the barracks on the extra reactor. Just 2 medevacs to start. And a very defensive setup for Maru. Builds a bunker. He wants to get tanks and bunkers out here. And just droning for Shin, which is the correct call. I think it's the correct call. Take a 4th. Drone up. I do love Infestors with Hydras. I think it's one of the best things you can do. Shin, I kind of have mixed feelings about his Infestor play. I think it's some of the best in the world. And I think there's moments where Infestors are like almost obviously the best play he could do, and he refuses to do it in those scenarios. But when he does go them, he's very successful with them. So I'm hoping he goes a couple of Infestors with the Hydras. Just a few while you make your way to Hive can be really good. Alternatively, he could rush Hive, save all the gas for Lurkers and Vipers. That's a very good style. But he's going to go into Banes. So it's just going to be, I think it's just going to be a Hydraling Bane style. If he's playing Banes, he's not going to play Infestors. He probably goes Hydraling Bane. Maybe adds 2 Vipers pretty early as well. 4th and 5th barracks are up here. Reactors should be going down. Looks like Maru's not quite paying attention to them, just building a few depots. He's worried about the Hydra bust potential. Early +2 carapace lined up with the 2-2 of Terran. He does get 3 Infestors. I am a little surprised since he's going Bailey Nest so early. I think with Hydras and Infestors out, you can stall out any Terran push for so long. I'd love to see Shin go up to 90 workers now. I know it's a lot, but I think you've got good creep spread. He does need to respread it in the middle. He's only got 4 queens. Oh, this is really sloppy. Not be spreading creep right now when you've got map control for this long. I mean, the south side is great, but where are you going to take your extra base? Probably here, since you've got creep down there. Really want to see Shin. This is one of the big advantages you can get when a Terran is passive, is map control. Oh, Hydra's almost caught the drop. Not quite. Dude, he almost should have let it come deeper and then waited for the Infestors. Because if he fungled those Marines, they wouldn't be able to run. Scan goes down, sees the Hives on the way, but not quite finished. 5th base does go up north. Where is that creep spread? Dude, this is real sloppy for Shin to only have 1 tumor here. No tumor there. No tumor there. And not a single queen on creep spread. He's only injecting. I mean, that to me tells me he's planning to all in. To be fair, you don't want to play endgame against Maru. I guess inevitably you are going to all in at some point, but like, you're still droning. I mean, I don't know, man. It just feels like he's missing something. Then again, armies are competitive. 1 good fungal ends Maru here. Where are the Infestors? Pretty far out to the left, guys. If he can ambush these Marines with a good fungal, Hydras get on top of it, it could be massive. Lings, not going to find anything. Swapping to melee upgrades right now is Shin. He's going to go Ultra Cavern, Adrenal Glands, +1 melee, +2 Kara. That base will get denied. The tanks are getting a really good position. I feel like Shin's letting him take space too easily. But there he goes! He gets a big fungal, but the tanks will focus. Those Infestors maybe went a little bit too deep, but a lot of Marines do go down. I would have loved to see Shin flank this army from 2 sides. If he came from the high ground there as well, he destroys this army. Maru's going to try to reinforce. The Lings are going to go in. Don't know how much they're going to get done. I do think this army is still very scary for, like, Shin's army is much scarier than this little ball. But if he can join his forces together, Maru gets away with murder, denies the 5th, forces the new one, which, like I said, this should have been taken to begin with because there's no creep in the north. Very little, just this one little knob. Oh, he's letting him take position again. This is a huge mistake. Huge mistake right now for Shin. He can't fight here. He lands a fungal, but he has to abandon this base. He makes the decision a bit too late. The Marines stim in. Lings try to come in. They can't get in on either of these sides. And I think Shin here, he's waiting for Ultras, but I think a bunch of them are going to pop and take a lot of damage. Take a lot of damage as they pop out. We'll see how they go. One of them gets killed before it can pop. Other two pop out, but they're into a surround. No kindness plating. They instantly die. Ooh, sloppy game here for SHIN. And I think even though it's such a big macro map, the fact that MARU has so nonchalantly walked across with just a big pack of Marine tank and denied 2 bases, this is almost too easy for MARU. You can see the mental advantage he has in this head-to-head matchup where SHIN is so worried about him at all times, and MARU just willing to take risks because history tells him he's always going to find a way to win. Even if he overcommits at some stage, he's always going to get there eventually. Scans go down. Marines and tanks will push back the Hydras with quite a few kills. Marine drop on the left side as well. SHIN struggling desperately. He's now building 4 Vipers. Feels like SHIN's stuck being overly reactive, and it's so hard to be confident when you've lost to a player as many times as he has. It's so tricky. I loved his opening. Clever opening, clever build orders, but the deeper this goes towards late game, the more MARU should be favored. Goes back in, cancels the Ultra Cavern again. Bad place to put that Ultra Cavern. Why would you rebuild it there? He rebuilds it on the backside. Obviously, he's in panic right now. Don't mean to be too critical to SHIN. Playing MARU is difficult at the best of times. I just think he had such a sick opening for control. You know what I mean? Such good control with that opening. Amazing. Like, you know, you've got Hydras, you've got Infestors. Cover the map in creep and dominate, and yet he looked afraid to engage with MARU's army. It kind of felt like there was... He's playing with fear in his mind, and that's something where if you play with fear, you've lost before the game started. Sometimes I see like Percival play a super greedy start against Hero, lose the game to 2 Adepts and a Stalker. People go, what an idiot, why is he doing it? I'm like, I would rather he do that than build a panic safety bunker at the start of every game, because at least it shows he's trying to play his A game, even if he's not quite good enough to pull it off against the best Protoss in the world. He pulls it off against everyone else. But SHIN here, looking a little unconfident. He's got to find a way to get through. Another hatchery goes down. The Widowmine's clearing Hydras. The Ultra's getting gunned down by the 3 Marine Marauder. And this is just an absolute mauling. This is MARU at his finest. And notice he's not playing Turtle, guys. This is a big map. He's like, I can't play Turtle here. But he doesn't need to, because this is modern MARU. He's gone to a clinic recently where they've got some revolutionary treatments. A lot of athletes go there, apparently, for different injuries. And he's apparently just feeling better than ever before with different treatments and exercises and all sorts of things. So we've seen his multitasking is better than it used to be. These sort of biomine multi-prong styles, he used to steer away from these because his shoulder injury was debilitatingly painful, but he's feeling a lot better with it these days, and you can see his ability to kind of split across the map with these bio armies, very strong at the moment. I would have loved to see Banelings at any point. I feel like the Zergling counters, if they had Banelings to blow up the wall here or there or blow up the bunker, could have been very effective. Nice surround though. This is a really good one. Great trade here for SHIN. Viper's trying to go in. He's got to be careful though. Baneling's trying to clear the Widow Mines. Does activate them. Nice Blinding Cloud Parasitic Bomb combo. That was a good fight there for SHIN. SHIN's not out of this yet. It's a big map. It's really hard for Terran to finish off a Zerg on a map like this. Just got to remember there's not good income for the Zerg. Right now he's only got 2,400 minerals a minute. He's not got bank, so even slightly sloppy trades in here are off the back of so many massively positive trades. MARU's still 5,000 ahead in the units lost. Oh, Command Center on the right side, getting pushed back. Blinding Cloud comes down. Ultralink Bane Viper rolling up the ramp. Bit of a crazy push, but I love the Parasitic Bomb. I think the ground army should definitely run away there for SHIN. He does get the Command Center, though. Oh, almost. If MARU drops a Mule, he can save it. The Ultra Hydra turns around, but he's gonna lose those units. The Ling's going down. The Hydra's going down. MARU will lose the Command Center, but SHIN has to sacrifice his entire army for that one Command Center, and MARU's got 2 more just behind it. He can easily replace that. MARU's rich, SHIN is poor. We are going to be seeing it is indeed a rich man's world. Can transfer workers from here, can SHIN. Try to secure this base up top. But like I said, he never replaced creep here, and that really hurts me. He finally spread a tumor back in this direction, but playing a macro ZVT with not a single queen on creep duty is absolute insanity. And not too impressed by SHIN ignoring that part of his game. Not on a big map like this. That's crazy. Ultra dives forward. Nice power bombs. The medevac count is getting blitzed, but the Infestors, oh, they pop and they dive into the front line. Unfortunate. Ooh, Adrenal Zerglings with 2-3 get in. Clear quite a few of the SCVs. Widowmine will get a decent shot, though, clearing a lot of those Zerglings. And it looks like the Marauder Marine will finally defend after 11 SCV losses. SHIN is too far behind. Great opening for SHIN. I think he had amazing control. MARU scanned, was pretty panicked about an incoming Hydra bust. SHIN going to the macro game was a good idea, but he just got picked apart. And I think when you've got Hydra Infestor, you've got such good ability to ambush these pushes as they come across the map. I think he should have been saying, I am willing to go out there and fight you straight away. And the Infestors, you know, they should have been with the army or nearby. And I wanted to see when this army moved out, you meet him out here in the open. Hydra Infestor set up from both sides. Come in, jump on top. Why the Infestors so far behind? Why do we let him just push forward? For me, I think that's a big mistake for Shin. Even though his army supply is not great, to let him just waltz forward without even contesting the position. And it's like, he's not even started another hatchery. It's not like he's saying, oh, I'll give up this base. If he's going to give up this base, he still should have forced him to siege, pull back. Go in, force him to siege, pull back. Go him to force, siege back. And this should already be building. But it's not. And he's only going for a ling run by after Maru takes position. It shows that he's reactive rather than being prepared ahead of time. If he wanted to go for counterattacks, should have had his lings ready for the run by when the attack first moved out. Gets a few fungals there, but his units are mostly trapped behind each other. His infestors get focused, and it's just not the right position to go for a fight. He should have been coming from the right there as well. Could have crushed that army, retaken this base, respread creep, got in control of this game. Just felt like Shin here, felt like he was always behind from the start, was just a bit too stiff in his play. Oh my, guys. Old Republic map too. Who the heck picked these maps? Why are we playing two big giant Zerg maps in a row? Is it because Maru's that confident in his late game against Shin that he's like, yeah, I'll play the big maps, who cares? Normally, you'd think both of these are Zerg maps, but Shin in the top right side obviously struggles with Maru in late game, so Maru might just think, yeah, I don't care. If there's more space between us, desperate all-ins aren't going to find anything. That is a 14 pool after Overlord. Okay, so I think we're going to see maybe 6 Zerglings. Try and dodge the Reaper, arrive, try and cancel the command center, get a bit of momentum going off this sort of opening. Cuts your economy a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's too big of a deal. You're still fully saturated on one base this early, and your expansion's going to be up pretty fast. Like, the cool thing about, you know, the 12 worker start is you go for your pool a bit earlier than normal. You still got most of your minerals mining in that main. A hatchery is still up at a minute 10. It's not that much later, even than a hatchery first. It's actually faster than a lot of pool first builds. So you are skipping the gas here. And we will be seeing a couple Zerglings coming out. So 2 Zerglings, there should be 2 more right behind that. Another lava's going to pop out. Oh, we're just going 2. He's not even building 4. He's just going for 2 Zerglings, a queen in the gas. He's just, okay, so he just wants to kill the SCV. Building it and nothing else. And just have an early queen. Okay, interesting opening for Shin. I guess, what does the earlier pool give you? I guess the Zerglings are out a bit faster, but I mean, you got to wait for the Reaper to move across the map anyway. I think these Lings are going to have to wait a few seconds. The only difference is you get your Queen earlier. So I guess it's the earlier injects. Do you think getting the injects 5-8 seconds earlier is worth delaying those 2 drones? And yeah, maybe it is. Interesting. Learning new things. Maru, of course, guys, just kind of chilling. He's looking at his Reaper, and he's about to see these Zerglings come in. And he goes, oh, crud. Quickly pulls off. Reaper continues. Does see a hatchery at home. And the Marine and the SCVs are fighting. SCV is looking for that ready point. SCV. Ooh, good micro by Shin. Gets himself some value. And good on him for doing so. He actually committed quite a bit, so he kind of needed that. Second queen's popped out in the main. Third queen on the way on the natural. And he's actually mined over 100 gas already, has Shin. Shin here trying to build a queen in the main, but it says he's supply blocked. Guys, what in the world? He was at 34 supply for a while there, and yet the queen was supply blocked. I am very confused. I don't know if the overlay was not updating or something, or there was like a slight desync. That was really odd. Maybe this overlay down here doesn't update as instantly as it should sometimes. That's very strange. Anyways, Reaper does get pushed away. It's going to be a lair here on 2 base. Could be 2 base muter. I think we're going to see a Roach Warren, are we? No, 3rd base. Okay. 3rd base for Shin. I don't mean to be too critical of Shin, by the way. I really felt like he had a cool plan in the early game, the last game. I want to see him beat Maru, you know? I don't think in terms of skills, there's any reason Maru should beat Shin every time they play. It's the gap is not that big between these two. It's absolutely a bit of a mental block, and that's why I'm kind of cheering for him to kind of break out of his cage, much like this Ultralisk over here, and stop getting bullied by Maru. Alien's going to drive in. I think we're going to lose a drone or two, yeah? Alright, already one goes down. Hellion circling. Nicely done. Reaper pokes back in on the front to distract. Hellion forcing a Spore Trick. You gotta split these queens, Shin. Come on, mate. Come on, you gotta split these queens, bro. One should be moving left. Okay, finally. Does take care of it, but big disruption. Another Hellion coming in as well. He's like, hey, I know a bunch of those damage. Look at this Reaper as well. Hellion's going to distract by going to the right side. Reap is going to go in. Oh, Maru is playing with his food right now. And this is the sort of thing, like, when I play against Clem, he does this to me. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's the best TVZ player in the world. He's got crazy multitasking. I'm a washed-up commentator. It feels a bit unfair. He's just this much better than I am, but he is. This should not be happening to Shin. But it's just Maru's doing these cutesy little things he doesn't normally do, but he can sense that Shin is kind of tilted and thrown off. And he's like, yeah, just push. Just go. Just get in. Find damage where I normally wouldn't be able to, because there's so much value being left on the table. But Shin's going to go all in. Shin's going Roach speed. Mass Roach. I think he just goes for a big old Roach Ravager shove. And could it break this build? Well, +1 armor got delayed. Maru accidentally didn't start that. But he will have +1 and stim. I don't know if he'll have shields, and actually, no, Shin's going back to droning. Oh, okay, it's just a few safety roaches, is it? Oh, I really thought he was going to go for a big attack, and I guess Maru maybe thought so as well. He's building a bunker with no tank just yet. He might have been vulnerable. Is this live? So's your face. So's your face, Jello. So's your face. Armories. Yeah, that's a well-timed armory, at least for the attack. SCV patrolling in the middle. Maru knows he's got to be a little cautious with this setup. Carapace is on the way. Okay, so Shin's droned his third. He's taken a 5th gas, and now he's going to do nothing but Roach Ravager. He's a little undersaturated in the natural. And we've got a fake double drop. Look at this, guys. It's a fake double drop. Nothing inside. He just wants to check what's going on. Seeing no 4th base. It's pretty important. Sees a few roaches. Medevacs turn around. Didn't check the north. I think pros almost always take this base. I love the base up top. I think it's a really good base. Very underrated. If you're playing Roach Ravager, though, the middle base makes the most sense. Not as mobile as Zerglings. Roach Ravager's coming in. Sorry, guys. Banter in the Twitch chat's distracted me. Shh. Stop it. Tank's going to pull back. Good pullback on the tank. That's a really good pullback. Honestly, I would pull it back further. The Marines need to focus the Ravagers. Okay, Bile's going to break the bunker. Another tank, though, sieging. Careful with the Marine and the SCV. Good pullback. Maru's combat shields will kick in a second. That 10 hit points is necessary. He's already lost 13 SCVs. Can he hold on, though? If he holds on with 3 command centers, he will be in a really good position. Marines and SCVs gunning down the Ravagers. But that's a lot of Roach Ravager. Bile's landing. Roach's doing really well. The Marine count, though, they're going to get rid of all these Ravagers. But almost every Marine, if not all of them, will get taken out in the process. The medevac healing is clutch. There is still a tank on the ramp, though. 22 workers have gone down. Shin is on 70 workers with a 2nd Evo chamber and a +2 carapace behind it. If he makes infestors, 4th base, 5th base, goes for hive tech. Oh my gosh, I think he has got this game completely wrapped up in the bag, and that's awesome. But it's Maru. Remember the last time Shin was beating Maru in RSL, guys? Last year. It was the final season of last year, season 3, I think it was, of RSL. It was that really big AVAX map, Botanicals, I think it's called. Botanicals, and. Maru was down 110 supply against Nidus Swarmhost with mech, and he came back and won that game. Maru's pretty good at making comebacks. And how many times do we see a Zerg in this position and they lose their 4th, or a drop gets in their main and snipes? It's always one of their hatcheries gets sniped. So I really want to see Shin a little bit better on that defense. I also want to see him get a few queens for Antia. He has no Antia, and he's not building any Antia, and that hurts me inside. That really does hurt me inside. Roach Ravager was on the outside. I'm not sure why. There's nothing to defend out there. Spore Crawler gets cancelled, rebuilt, cancelled again. Maru takes out a gas, but he does lose a couple Marines, and he should know that he's down in supply. He's got to get his upgrades, got to get his unit count up. He's going to go 4th command center. No 2nd factory for now. It's just 5 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport pumping units. Scan comes down. Link speed's on the way. So Shin's building nothing but Roaches, Ravagers, and Zerglings. It looks like he's planning round 2 of an all-in here, guys. He's going to fake transfer drones, or maybe it's a real transfer from the main. I guess it is a real transfer. Thought he was just trying to show drones moving to that 4th base, but the fact that there's no infestors, there's no hive. It's a +1 range, +2 carapace, Roach, Ravagers, Zergling, and 13 Ravagers are morphing. What in the world? Shin playing crazy mass Ravager builds recently. This is a silly business build, but it's a pretty powerful all-in, man, and MARU will see it coming. He's going to see this giant army. Shin's like, oh, wait, what are you doing? Shin loses a Ravager. MARU picks up. He knows now, okay, I'm getting all in. What he's got to do is defend this position. This command center should not go down there. He should land it here or here. And then he needs to just basically pull SCVs and Marines and defend the tanks. He needs to pull this tank from further back forward as well. If he can get all of his tanks in this similar area, he can cover this base, but he cannot lose those tanks. The tanks are his saving grace. He's only got 29 Marines and 3 Marauders. The front tank will get biled almost instantly. Roaches, Ravagers, and Zerglings trying to jam in the mineral line. He does get a lot of SCVs, and he can deny the orbital. I don't think you need to keep committing here as Shin. I mean, I get it's good damage already, 20 SCVs and a few tanks. He might be able to break MARU, but if you commit into these chokes, it can get scary. He gets himself another tank, biles across the front. Very well played. The transition's always available to Shin if he takes a 5th and macros up, but right now he's just going in, takes out a medevac and a tank with that bile range. A few more biles land, but oh, he's going to lose all of his Ravagers. Oh no, he stayed too deep. The 2-2 bio kills every single Ravager. MARU's losing a lot of workers before, at the start of the fight, but the tail end of the fight is a disaster for Shin. It'd be game over if he didn't lose those Ravagers. It would be like such a big advantage. But now the infestation pit starts. You can tell that Shin is so unconfident going to the next stage of the game that he's kind of a little bit bladed to go there. I still think, you know, being up 20 workers up a base and a half is great. But MARU's squeezing in a 4th orbital on a hidden base where he can drop mules, which will allow his 3-base turtle to survive a lot longer. I think that's actually really smart. If he just keeps dropping his mules here, doesn't really put SCVs, just mules, he could take his 4th a lot, so he can just camp here. He's got 2 factories pumping tanks, concussive, 3-3 on the way, and he can just kind of turtle at home. Now, the medevacs are very damaged. He does have to be very careful. Oh my gosh. Hail Mary Biles, not quite able to get there. Should have had an overseer for the high ground tank as well, Twitch chat's pointing out. Yep, you guys are correct. Baneling Nest comes in, but this is not the craziest economy. If you're going to play Banelings, you need a 5th base, macro hatch, 6th base, all this sort of stuff. So I'm a little bit like, okay, Shin, Baneling transition's good, but you know, you gotta get the money for it. 72 drones, a little bit low for that transition, especially when we aren't scouting the map right now. Just gonna send a Roach forward. That's right, you can hear the Diva voice pack there, guys. As always, Shin's testosterone is high with a high-pitched voice of Diva in his ears. Gonna take out the mules here, force this base to lift off. Nice catch. Roach Ravager in the middle. Still no infestors on this map. I'd love to see some infestors, but going Banelings, I think we're gonna see a few Vipers for the anti-air. And then we'll probably see a quick Ultra transition. Ultras are really good on this map because it's so wide open, lots of different paths, bases are spread out, hard for Terran to get their army together. And in fact, MARU wants to push. Oh, I did not expect that. He's got 3-3 against 2-2 coming in. His +3 armor is a little delayed, but that's the less important of the 2 upgrades. The Roach Ravager thinking about fighting here. Oh, he could bile from the high ground. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. The tanks are in the open. If he biles, this is huge. He gets some biles on some of the tanks. 1 tank goes down. A few Marauders take some hits as well. Shin, though, feels like he can't keep committing, but the Ling's on the 3rd, catching tanks and SCVs. Massive damage there for him. No Banelings ready just yet. He's trying to build some infestors. Oh, the biles across the front are monumental. MARU in panic mode, losing multiple tanks, but the Ravagers, with no support for them, do take big damage. More Ravagers coming forward. Biles landing. The tanks are going down. The Marauders and the Marines going down. The Lings on the other side do finally get cleaned up by the Libs, but not before 18 workers have gone down. And the mass Ravager Zergling is barely enough. Shin holds on. Shin making a game of it. MARU, of course, making a game of it as well after how far behind he was earlier. He's traded 4,000 resources better, but he's down 22 workers. And Zerg has a 5th base up, which means, you can see it, workers are transferring there from these expansions. And Shin, a few of these drones not mining right now, but his 4th is well mining, his 5th's getting going as well. I'd love to see a 6th base for Shin, but at that point, with no creep spread, the longer this game goes, the harder it is for him to defend his expansions. And this is one of the things where, like, he's just not planning to do anything super solid long term. It's all about, I will win in the mid game. No creep. Infestors left in the open is really unfortunate there. Gonna lose another Infestor. Oh, that's so sloppy. Liberator's coming in on the north. Bile's down one of them. 4 drones do get taken out. Drop thinking about coming in. He's thinking about boosting to the right as MARU, and indeed he's gonna go for it. Should be enough Roachling to deal with this. Roach Horn goes down, but it's a very unimportant tech structure. You really don't want to be building more Roaches at this stage of the game. Though I guess you might need a Roach Horn to morph a Ravager, so maybe you can't turn your Roaches into Ravagers anymore now that that's died. I actually don't know if that's necessary or not. You guys let me know. Spire would be great. Vipers would be great. Either of those. Shin has gas. I mean, Vipers is a no-brainer. He's stuck on doubles tank production as MARU. Ooh, he still had a tank on his ramp. Wait. How long was that tank on his ramp? Was that from the earlier push? Was that blocking tanks in his main this whole time? I guess there was only one up there, so it's not too bad. Vipers would be amazing. Shin's just going to go for a Ragnarok, though. His old name was Ragnarok, guys. He was famous for just making about 80 Banes and just rolling them into defensive positions. He's probably going to do that. I think it's really bad against spread tanks, but he's so far out in supply, it's probably a game-winning move. He's got to come from multiple angles, though. Can't be just attacking from one side. He's trying to spread out here. Oh, old position, spready at the last second. He's got a decent amount of Zerglings. Ravagerling Bane rolls forward. The Banes are kind of on the front line, funnily enough. They are crashing through the Marauders, damaging them as they go. Biles are falling. A few of them on the tank there. The tank on the bottom side goes down. Looks like a pretty good fight for Shin. If he can get some Ling Bane in that mineral line and clear those workers out. He doesn't need to win the game, but he's got to clear these workers. And it looks like he might just do both. The tank takes some Biles. It will go down in a moment. Indeed, it does. The SCV is abandoning. The Orbital is about to die to corrosive Biles. And Shin is going to secure a map over MARU, but not without extreme effort, as MARU digs in his heels and takes a very long time to die. All right, game 3, MARU dropping a map here. Good to see that he is capable of at least dropping maps to Shin. It was crazy how well he was doing against Shin at Pigfest when Shin was smashing him in so many games, and then MARU would find ways back into them. But you can see Shin has really shown his hand now. 2 games in a row, no creep queens. He's had 4 queens for injecting, nothing else. It's all, I'm going to try and do a big attack, get you behind, and then kind of transition to late game, but it's like, it's Hive Tech timing attacks, right? He's not respreading creep, he's just injecting. He wants to be aggressive. Shin is basically saying, look, if I invest in extra queens and extra drones and extra blah, 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 that just means my attacks are going to be a bit later, a bit weaker, which gives you more time to get to late game, which is unwinnable. And you can tell Shin kind of has this like, oh, if I try to play a normal game against you, I'm dead. And I like him mixing in that style. I kind of hope he does still spread creep a bit more and stuff. Because, I mean, I think of that game 1, and I'm like, dude, MARU came to you. If he's coming to you, which he still will probably do in this series, he's not going to turtle until later in the game. Having that creep, having that well-balanced setup can shut him down. It's 15-15 here. Shin in the bottom. MARU in the top left. Shin scouts the proxy barracks in the middle first, but does not find it. We are going to see an SCV scout into 1-Rax expand. Not too bad. So SCV is going to scout in the correct direction. Does the Overlord see it? I don't think so. Yeah, that Overlord's going to skip out of the middle as the SCV goes through this way. Pretty quick gas there, so it looks like Shin probably still does go fast Ling speed. You can see he's oversaturated the main, and then he'll pull the 3rd workers off. Oh, he messed that up, but there we go, he fixed it. He immediately realized he pulled it off the wrong patch, and he fixed it, so they're doubled up. Good attention to detail for Shin. Every mineral matters with this build. Yes, your queens are a good 10-11 seconds early, but you sacrifice a bunch of early minerals, because you're only at 14 rather than 16 for a little bit early on. Zerglings go to the other side. Reaper's coming forward, and the Lings will dodge around either side of the map. Looks like Shin doesn't know where he is, so he's just sent 1 Ling to each side. All right. Good drone pull away. You can see the Reaper's being a nuisance. MARU could go to that left side, but he's just going to dip back. Zergling's going to come in. We'll find the SCV scout returning to home, as well as the SCV putting the command center. But 2 Marines makes this defense trivial. 2 Marines rather than 1. Slowing your reactor down a little bit for that became somewhat standard after 15-15 became popular, because so many people would run 2 Lings in, sometimes 4 Zerglings, and it just made it much easier to defend if you have 2 Marines rather than 1. Thank you, Bulgarian, for the sub. Doesn't. Reaper's going to go to that right side. He's going to jump up. Look for a cheeky drone. Shin's reactions are on point. And once again, the joy of the 15-15. Look how quickly your natural's saturated. Yes, your third gets delayed, but he's got lair and ling speed. Oh, you know what this looks like, guys? I'm going to make it look like a Zergling build, but actually I'm playing a Roach Zergling Ravager timing attack. Usually. He can macro off this. He doesn't have to. That's what's so cute about it. It's very flexible. But he's going to try and either hide the ling speed or hide the roaches. I don't think MARU saw the ling speed. He hasn't seen the spawning pool, so he has no idea about that. So I think he either tries to show the ling speed and then surprise with roaches, or the other way around. Sees the lair. Spawning pool's already finished the upgrade, so he doesn't see the upgrade just yet. The lings have not popped. MARU's Reaper. I think he knows there's no way out of here. And the lings will clear him up. Reaper gets torn down just before he can use that jetpack to launch over the ledge. So he knows it's ling speed. He also sees 4 gases, or at least 3. He didn't see the 4th one. That's just gone down now. So he's probably going to be thinking, oh, this might be Mutalisks. Let's see how and if he reacts. Third barracks, no starport. So he just wants lots of Marines for now. He's like, this could be another one of these weird roach attacks. I think we'll see the factory lift off and build a tech lab. The barracks will go on the reactor. I think he goes straight tech lab. If he wants to be greedy, he just goes starport and reactor. But if he wants tanks for safety, he needs to get them up pretty soon. It's Hydra and Evo Chamber. Ah, okay, so similar build to game 1. I guess I just want to see him be a bit more ambitious fighting MARU on the map if we end up in a similar scenario as game 1. Overseer scouts. Sees a good amount of Marines. Double upgrades are incredibly early. Carapace quite far behind for Zerg. Third base is now up. He's got 53 drones, so he transfers a few down there, but if you look at the production tab, it's 5 Hydras, 10 Zerglings. I think this could turn into a timing attack, but it doesn't have to. And that's what's so interesting is, in game 1, when I first saw this, I was like, he's going for a big Hydra Ling time, and then he just macroed. This time, it definitely feels like it's even more committed. I don't think he has money for range on the Hydras initially, but he'll probably add it a bit later. Yeah, he hasn't queued it. I think you want to get about 14 Hydras and then go. Got 9 Hydras out. Mixing in lots of Hydras, Lings, and Overlords. It's a very simple all-in. Now, I think for Shin, he should actually run this Overlord away right now to here, and then shift-click it down this way to try and get to the dead space. Because you know it's only a matter of time till the medevac arrives. You know that the medevac's going to arrive any second now. You can see a ton of Marines. They clearly have stim, shields, 1-1 about to finish. Pull the Overlord away, save it. Would be really nice. Groove Spine starts. He queues it up. Really well done. He's breaking these rocks just to have a faster path through the middle of the map. MARU's scouting. MARU's going to scan. MARU knows how dangerous Shin is. It's 1-1. You do not want to lose this winners match to Shin. You want to go out of this group in first place. Gets the Overlord. He's not scanning. MARU doesn't know. There is a second Evo. There's one more drone, but it's almost pure Hydraling in that production tab. With Carapace and both Hydra upgrades, he's going to go. He scans. He scans. He scans. He scans. He sees the third and immediately panics. He's like, oh god, there's not many drones on that base. It's a bust, it's a bust. He pulls back to 2 base, lifts the third, gets rid of the Overseer because he thought a Nidus might pop up. Good call. And those tanks, you're not going to get that with the Hydras. No. Shin has to drone up. How many Hydras did he lose? He's already lost 2 Hydras. He's going to try and deny this base. MARU, I think, has to wait for combat shields. I think he should just wait a minute. He sees this army. He goes, that's not that scary. It's just Hydras and Lings. That's a... No. You saw Clem die to Cyril. Come on. Respect this, bro. Baneling transition sucks here. It's... Well, no, it's pretty... I mean, if he gets a 4th base, maybe. He's very heavy on Hydras. It's going to be a little while until he has enough Ling Bane for it to be adequate, but at least this speeds up Baneling speed. I just think make Baneling speed and don't make Baneling till that's ready at all. You should be good. Shin's up to 70 drones. 4th base goes up in the top right. I love that 4th base location. Usually, but this is 3 queens. No 4th queen. He doesn't even build a creep queen. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, okay, I guess he just plays Hydraling Bane and tries to win with this. Scary. Very scary. Especially with 2-2 almost finished. MARU's 3rd now landed. He's got lots of Marines and tanks coming in. 4th and 5th barracks. Actually, that's 3 more barracks. That's 8 barracks. Oh, he's going to 8 racks. He says, you know what? I bet you're being really greedy now. Let's go. And the thing is, Shin's not being really greedy. I would argue he's not being greedy enough. I think he's playing too safe. He's on 69 drone, mass Hydraling Bane. Oh, and the Hydra's on their own. Huge misstep for Shin. He should have had a lot of support for those. If they had a lot of support, he could have maybe gunned down those drops. But he loses a bunch of Hydras. That's 6 Hydras. 4 more going down. And the medevac does barely survive. Shin here. I think he kind of needs MARU to shove into him and crush the first fight. But Maru's 8-raxing, so he's going to have an immense amount of Marine tank. This is going to come down to one big push. What happens when MARU moves out with his 8-rax? Shin has a big army. I want to see him come from 2 sides. If he sandwiches this army, oh man, I think he could crush it. But if he stays clumped, he will be screwed. And he's got almost all of his Hydras in the top. Very few Hydras down here. He has no idea there's an 8-rax on the way. And he's only about to see it as it arrives at his doorstep. Luckily, he doesn't have a base here. But I think that northern army needs to rotate around and either counter or loop in behind this army from here and then down here. Let's see if he does it. He's going to go across the map with the Lings. The Hydras are grouping with his main army. Oh my god, his main army is so weak. He needs the Banelings. They're not ready, which means Maru's once again allowed to take space for free. MARU confidently shoving forward like the mad lad that he is. The Marines and the tanks are on the front line. The Marines stim forward. Those Banes are going to finish. The Overlords in the open. So many Overlords out front of the rally point. Very sloppy. Banes connect with a few of these. At the same time, a massive link counter comes in, but the Marines will clean up all of that. And as long as these Banes don't connect, MARU has this in the bag. He's got 3 more tanks he could move forward here. He can just work his siege forward and absolutely smash. 2 tanks are there. He's pulling his tanks, that tank back a bit. That tank goes forward. He's now got ramp control, complete control over the entrance to the natural. Hydraling Bane looking for one big engage. He's going to think about focusing the Baneling nest. MARU picks up, saves those Marines. I think it's a great fight for him, though. The Hydras did not want to engage the tanks initially. Now they go for it. They try to take the opportunity, but the Banelings cannot get on top. MARU here with an excellent strategy. Defends the attempted Hydraling bust. The scan on the 3rd was everything. And I think that just goes to MARU understanding who his opponent was. He was playing cautious, and he was like, oh, nothing's happening. It's 6, it's 7 minutes. You know what? I need to scan. He's just about to move out to the... If he moves out into the open, where the Hydraling can get on top of him, pre-combat shields, Carapace versus 1-1, I think he probably gets wiped out. So it'd be close, but I think the Hydraling gets him. Scanning on that 3rd, very smart, and he immediately pulled back to 2 bases, and that's what wins MARU this series. Hats off to him. Very, very, very well played. And GG's, man. Really hard for Shin there. Didn't quite have his Banelings morph. That push just got forward way too early. He was not ready for it. GG, well played. Hats off to Shin, though. I feel like he really does bring out the best of MARU. Always puts him in a dicey position. MARU seems to always win, but the fact is, Shin makes it very entertaining. GG, well played.